How exhausted have you been feeling lately? You know, we're talking about body, and we've talked about having food and movement, and now we're talking about rest. And you know, this is the thing that I need to focus on most for myself as well, because you know, with so many wonderful things to do out in the world, sometimes rest becomes last on our list. And so have you been feeling exhausted? Have you been feeling that your sleep has been getting ambushed because of all the other things that are happening in the world? Are you in the place of, you know, the busyness addiction where so many things are happening? Well, one of the things that we want to look at is, you know, not only are you resting your body, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that, about, you know, what is needed for your body in order to be a focus and the most powerful. But one of the things that came up for me today to talk to you about is that, are you resting your soul? Like, are you so exhausted that you feel like there's an integral part of you that's not showing up in the world because you can't be present, you can't be focused, and that you've been giving time to everyone else but yourself? And one of the things that was brought to my awareness in a recent meditation was that we can get derailed in our life by, you know, whether it's trauma or, you know, exhaustion, or, you know, things that are happening in the world that really sap the essence of who we are. And when one or two or multiple of these things happen over years and we get derailed and off our purpose, then we can't ever really feel fully engaged in the things that we are here to engage in and to really step into that. So one of the things that I want to look at in terms of rest, and you know, this is something, as I mentioned before, that I need to work on. You know, I got to bed a little bit later than I wanted to last night. I want to look to have this consistency, because I know that consistent action really makes a difference for us, you know, in the world and who we show up and being on purpose. So I'm actually outside my gym, which is a place I go to restore myself, and you know, and able to restore. It's one of the things that restores my soul because of connecting with the people there and listening and taking care of my body. So one of the things I'm also doing tomorrow is I'm leaving for a vacation, where this is actually going to be a restful, healthful vacation, taking time outside of our busy life to really restore and listen to the inner messages of what I'm here to do, some of the next stage of my bigger purpose. And a lot of that comes by having, you know, some rest. So one of the things that I've also looked at is that, you know, if we are continually running around and not listening to that rest that our body needs and that rest that our soul needs, you know, what is it that we're missing? You know, because when we're not fully rested, we aren't always the most productive. We don't always, you know, see some of the things. We miss certain things. And so in order to be our best self, which is really what we want to be here, is to create that restfulness, you know, not only for our body but for our soul. So what have you been doing lately to rest your soul? And if this is something that maybe you are pondering or you'd like to have some more information around, please just put in the comment below rest. You know, that you would like to have some more tools around how you can bring more rest to your body, to your soul, to your being of why you're here. If you find like that you're continually getting off track and you really need to look at, you know, how you can restore yourself in a much deeper way, then comment below. Let me know what's going on with you guys. Like, how do you feel really rested and on your game and things are working well? Or are you maybe a little bit off kilter and you're not even sure what it is? You think maybe it might be some sleep, but also may feel like you've been exhausted for years, that you haven't been able to really get back on your feet from maybe something that happened in your life, and you've noticed the trend that you aren't listening to your body, that you're having things come up, that you haven't come around and really address those things. So when we talk about rest today, you know, it's not just about your body, it's about rest for your soul. And what is it that, you know, are we not listening to the messages that our soul, are we giving ourselves the time to listen to those messages, to do the things that we're here to do? Because what I have found with myself and my clients is that when we don't listen to that inner voice, that inner knowing, that there's usually something lingering inside of us. You know, maybe it's guilt or shame or, you know, should'ves, or all these different things that we may set ourselves up for that don't support us to be our best self. So when we look at that, we really want to see, you know, how we can transform some of those those traumas, some of that heaviness that are not allowing us to do the things that we're doing. So when we look at our space, we also look at, what is the sanctuary that we're creating in our space? One of the things I did this past week was created a sacred altar in my bedroom to have a place where I could, pray and meditate and be and get centered with myself. Where in your life have you created that sacred space for you to have to really acknowledge the things that that your higher self, that your soul, your God is there to tell you about, or is every room in your house an office annex where you are being distracted to the outside world and that you haven't taken the time to look at the inner world of yourself to really be able to support you. So if you recognize yourself in this, or someone who would like to hear this message that they need to hear about turning inward, to have that inner rest, that inner peace that they have to do the bigger things that they need to do, then please make your comment, share this, get this out in the world so that people can really ground into what it is that they are here to do on their bigger purpose. So if you're feeling exhausted, take that nap, get to bed earlier, create the sanctuary, listen to those deeper, stirrings within yourself that you may have been ignoring to see, how you can get back on your greater life purpose and to restore your soul at a much deeper level so that you can come from a place of prosperity, of peace, of contentment, harmony that we are here to experience here in this lifetime. So please send me a comment, write me a message, put in the comments below rest if you'd like to have a deeper conversation about how you can bring more of that into your life. So as always, have a beautiful week. Really listen to the message that your body and your mind and your spirit has for you this week. And as always, live your SpaLife. Bye for now.